Alright, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to a brand new video. Welcome back to the channel, man. Welcome back. So hopefully I don't get blocked though. Hopefully I don't get blocked, because see, if I get blocked, I'll throw the copyright up here for the day. I'll throw it up there for the day. But if I get blocked, y'all will not see me back on this reaction here today, because I've been getting tons of requests to check out Tomlinson and his Diary of a CEO interview. I've been having tons of requests to check this thing out. So with that being said, that's what we are doing here today, man. Life of a CEO interview, or Diary of a CEO. I am tripping ultrally, and that's what we are doing here today. Now I will check out the first 10 minutes. I got to go in for my test, y'all. There's no way in the world, y'all guys know me. If y'all gotta really know me, y'all guys know I would not check out no reaction for no daggum 2 hours and just throw it up there as a gamble to see if I'm gonna get blocked or not. I would not do that. If it can't go up, you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna do it. So this, man, hey, that's what we're gonna do, man. We're gonna check out like the first 10 minutes, bro, and then I'm gonna cut it there. I see he got this thing sectioned off in channel segments though, you know. So we're gonna go up to where he started talking about boot camp, you know, and we're gonna stop it right before he talk about boot camp. I don't know if he went to the military or whatnot. Louis got a whole new hairstyle. I ain't see this man in like 2 years. I'm being completely serious. We're finna go ahead and get straight to this thing. Like I said, I'm having tons of requests. We're finna go ahead and get straight to it, man. If you guys are new, man, hit that sub button, man. On the way to 40K. And like, if I just keep getting support, man, I will continue doing YouTube as long as possible, consistent as possible, until I hit 100K. 100K, guys. That you heard that right. 100K subscribers. I will continue doing it. I will never leave you guys again, man. I will never leave you guys again, man. So on that, man, hey, let's check this thing out, man.
Not really ever spoke about it in depth like this. Nothing prepares you in life for those kind of situations. But I felt like I'd failed at the time. That's the truth. And it's still something that I'm unpacking still, to be honest.
Louis, we spoke to your sister, Lottie, about this. Would you like to see it?
Louis Tomlinson!
That's his sister?
I didn't.
No, not the 1D. That's his sister though. Dang, they got him up on the Lottie Tomlinson. Now I did not know they came like that. Now I did not know they came like that. Now listen, hold on now. Hold on. Man, y'all finna have me deep dive on his sisters. I did not know his sisters. Bro, she looked like I don't even know who she looked like. I did not know his sister. They didn't even know she looked like that.
Sister, Lottie, about this. Would you like to see it?
Louis Tomlinson!
I didn't spend my life as a young lad thinking I was going to be a singer. Like, I grew up in a working class town. 7 of us living in a 3-bed house. Like, my mum used to work a lot of nights. She had to play dad as well. So I would have to get my sisters ready for school. So people in Doncaster didn't get those opportunities. And then the X Factor came along. I auditioned 3 times. The first time I failed, the second time I failed. And I remember thinking, this is utterly crushing, just sobbing to me mum. But she made me feel like I could do anything. So instead of running away, it was like, I know I deserve it, I know I can. So how do I relearn confidence and go for a 3rd time?
When I think about what happened in the preceding 5 or 6 years, it is crazy.
Yeah, and the toughest thing to deal with is just the lack of normality. And part of growing up in a working class town, I have this like guilt for the success and money that I've earned. And then personal worth within the band, I really, really struggled with.
But you co-wrote 15 platinum singles.
But I wanted to do more. But mostly for me, I didn't realize the value of family time. And the more time I spent at the band, the more time I spent away from home. Like 2 of my sisters
bro,
who
you
are
gotta...
identical twins. I've never told them this, but I wasn't confident enough to tell them apart. That shows just how little I was at home.
And then it ends.
And what was really strange was being 24 years old, realizing that the only way is down from it.
Louis, there's so many things that happened in your life.
Dang.
How does a young man grieve?
Dang, bro, they done threw Liam up there. Now, listen.
There's so many things that happen.
R.I.P. Liam though. R.I.P. Liam. And then bro, did his let me just make sure before I think his mom. Yeah, his mom had passed away. Yeah, man. Yep. I remember hearing about that. But I'm telling you, man, I have not been tapped in, but I done forgot. But yeah, his mom had passed away. Super sad stuff. But like, I'm sure his mom was shocking because his mom, you know, motivated him, worked super hard, all that. Now, I ain't gonna never compare his mom to Liam and them. Never. But bro, Liam definitely had to be tough for him too now. Cause Liam went out. Dude, he failed. Like, bro, I gotta hit Google one more time. I know y'all aggravated. Listen. Did Liam, like, he fell out of hotel room. Hotel room. He fell out of hotel room. Fell from a hotel room balcony in Argentina. And but I remember seeing the news, bro. Why would you skip up? Okay, maybe that was my fault. Okay.
Moments as well.
Oh my gosh. Good gracious. Okay, let me. Let's get back to where we was at. Okay, listen. I remember seeing the news. The news went out. I'm not gonna talk too long, but freaking, you saw videos on the internet about it though. On the floor, on the ground. That had to have been tough, man.
Realizing that the only way is down from it.
Louis, there's so many things that happened in your life. How does a young man grieve?
It's not really something I speak loads about, but I'm happy to, because I cannot have that define me.
The floor is yours. I see messages all the time in the comment section that some of you didn't realize you didn't subscribe. So if you could do me a favor and double check if you're a subscriber to this channel, that would be tremendous.
Hush. No. Don't listen to him. You make sure you subscribe to me. Double subscribe to me. Subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to me.
I appreciate that, to keep everything with us, and I appreciate. Louis, to understand you, what is the earliest context that I need?
Something that played a massive role for me in my life was the fact that maybe for the first 4 or 5 years of my life, it was just me and my mum. My first proper memories are just kind of having like really kind of nice and warm and really like emotional conversations with my mum. I think something that I'm kind of proud of is that I find it easy to be emotional, and I kind of like talking about my feelings, and I like getting into conversation with other people about that. And that was definitely something that she instilled in me from like a really young age, and something that still definitely really helps me today, especially, you know, navigating through the life like I have. Those kind of things of being able to talk about your emotions and your feelings, like vitally important actually for the job that I do mentally, you know.
So your father wasn't around. Your biological father left soon after you were born.
Yeah, it's not really something I speak loads about, but I'm happy to. Yeah, he wasn't involved in my life at all. I've met him like 3 times ever.
So your mother played, I guess, several roles in your life.
Sad.
Yeah, my mum was always really good at that. I think she realised the fact that my dad wasn't going to be around, that she had to play dad as well. And she had this kind of mischievous instinct in her, my mum, and definitely kind of inspired some of that. And part of that was her being her, but part of that was also trying to play that kind of dad role, you know, where you kind of lark about and encouraged to do kind of silly things that aren't going to hurt, you know.
Bro, you got to think. 7 kids. Now you gonna have 7 kids with his mom. 7 kids. Now you gonna go in 7 kids. Now you gonna want to leave. Now you seeing him, what he done did. Now, man, I'm very sure he done probably tried to call him and reach back out to him. Oh, son. Your dad loves you. Oh, son, your dad been trying to reach you. Oh, son, you want to go and get some coffee, son? Oh, son, your dad been living kind of hard over here, man. He need his bills paid. Oh, son, it's getting tough over here. Shut your bitch ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be trying to sneak back in this life. Don't be trying to do that, bro. Oh, man, don't be trying to do that. But now, as I'm getting older, see, the younger version of yourself would be like, man, dad, you know, bump you, da da da, whoop whoop, right? But as you get older, bro, you just learn to start praying for people. Don't never try to think you just too high. Don't ever think you just too hot too. Don't ever think you just too on top of the world, bro, because things could definitely fall. They definitely could just fall on you. Don't never think you just too hot for the program. Don't never think you're too hot for the program, bro. Because stuff will start tanking. Stuff will start hitting the fan. And don't you ever think you're harder than the program. There's people out here who think they harder than the program. There's people out here right now who are making, I'm serious, they're making like 20, 30K, 40K, 50K a month, right? And you sitting there is like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of money. How could you ever blow that? Fast forward a year or two later, because there's social media influencers who are doing that today or who have done that in the past before and currently sitting right now, they went from a home to now an apartment and their life has just downscaled because they didn't have good money management. Stuff started to hit the fan and that money is no longer with us. With them, my bad, not with us, with them. I'm telling you, man, you gotta always be humble. Don't ever think you're just too hot for the program. Don't ever think you're too hot.
She was just like, I could get emotional talk about it. She's just the best woman I ever knew, definitely. And also just, I feel so vitally like lucky to be able to have her as my mentor. Cause she just, everything that I look to in like friends and partners, etc., they're the kind of things that she embodied, really.
And you had siblings.
Yeah.
Lots of them.
Yeah, lots of them. So when I grew up, like kind of like the bulk of my childhood, there was 7 of us living in a 3-bed house. I've got a little bit better at it, but one thing I really have struggled with is being on my own. And the more I've thought about that as I've got a bit older, it's because I just never had an opportunity to be when I was young. When you live in a house that, you know, it's 3-bedroom, there's 7 people living in it, you're literally all living on top of each other. And I loved that. Like, it was like one of the best things that ever happened to me being an older on top of each other. And I loved that.
I mean, you might love it if you came from there, but if you don't come from there, you might not love it. See, like if you don't come from there, you had to go to there, that'd be very sad and very tough. I would not love that. I'm gonna be completely real. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I would not love that at all. That's too cramped for comfort. But some people had to do that. And that's tough.
Like, it was like one of the best things that ever happened to me being an older brother. Like, it's like one of the definitions of my purpose, I would say. I just like to look after people, man. So like.
And this is his sisters? Bruh, somebody give me a rundown, left to right. Who am I looking at? This got to be Lottie. This is insane. No, I'm just saying this is insane because all their coats are nice. Like, I love their jackets. Like, their jackets are nice. Somebody give me a rundown, left or right. What are their sisters? Like, what is his sisters' names?
Being an older brother is like a role I feel like I was always supposed to do. And then I think even, you know, as we move through life and a couple of things got more challenging, that role has become more prevalent, definitely.
I was fortunate enough to speak to quite a few people that have known you over the years.
I heard that was cool. That was cool.
Yeah, and I was just listening to some of the recordings of those conversations, like Nizam.
Yeah.
He's your childhood best friend.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Cal, who's your photographer and videographer.
Yeah, love Cal.
Throughout the years. And Lottie, who's your youngest sister, 6 years younger.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting that one of the things...
6 years younger. How old is Louis?
Cal.
Throughout the years. And Lottie, who's your...
6 years younger. She got to be 27. I did not know his sisters look good though. Like, they look good as far as they I like her t-shirt. Her t-shirt looks really good. That's what I'm talking about. Like her t-shirt and her earring. You see her earring? She has an earring right here. That looks phenomenal. I love her earring.
Youngest sister, 6 years younger.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting that one of the things they all came back to is that you really haven't changed.
I appreciate
in terms
that.
of the
That gives me
fundamentals.
goosebumps. I like,
Yeah, but that's what they said.
like that.
Your best friend from childhood said that's one of the most remarkable things, that you're still made out of the same stuff and you've never turned around and thought you were anything more than you were back then when he knew you.
And that's one thing I love about him, you know, as a friend. I'd never say this to his face, but, you know, he's a real guy. Like, you know, he's never turned around to us and never said, oh, I'm this big shot now, or that ego, you know, that's never played, and he's never been embarrassed of us. So he's a real guy.
That's a W.
It's at least 50% conscious that, or at least it started out as that idea. Because I think when you enter a crazy situation and One Direction being like the pinnacle of that idea, there's people around you that all of a sudden feel that used to feel really, really similar, and all of a sudden they feel really different. I'm not talking about day-to-day conversation, but I'm talking about stuff that we can relate to, problems that I might have had, that I might, you know, talk to them about. And I think that's quite an alienating feeling. So instead of kind of just submitting, I've always resisted that. It's been really important to me. And those kind of things, you know, hearing that and hearing other people say that about me, that does make me really proud, because it's definitely, you know, it's definitely a lifestyle that can kind of sweep you away. But I think the other side of that and getting swept away, I don't really like the idea of what that might look like. And I think you need people around you that are going to tell you if you're being a dick, like vitally important in this job. Definitely.
I can't stress that enough.
And those things, I think when you're surrounded,
bro, you need friends who gonna tell you how it is, bro. I swear.
You know, like a lot of successful people are, when you're surrounded only by success, it breeds a funny kind of narrative. To be respected from people in Doncaster like that means a lot to me, definitely. So that's another reason why, you know, I wouldn't drive through the streets of Doncaster in a fucking Ferrari or whatever.
And you went to school in Doncaster, Hayfields?
Yeah, Hayfields, where I did most of my time, and then I failed my A-levels and then went somewhere else for a year.
You failed your A-levels?
I failed my A-levels, yes. That was the first time I'd ever got a real bollocking off my mum, a real dressing down, because she was really, really fair, but there was something that she was kind of strict on with schoolwork. And I remember getting in the car and she said, "You fucked your life up." And she never swore. She never swore. And I remember, I got goosebumps thinking about it there. I remember thinking, maybe I need to do something with my life.
At 15, 16 years old, you join a drama group. And I was watching actually just before you arrived. At 17 years old, you got the lead role in Grease. The foundations were set and you ultimately at 18 years old decide to go and audition?
Yeah, that was the third time I auditioned for the X Factor. So every year previous to that. So that would have made me 16 when I first auditioned. There's like 3 producer auditions and then you get to see Simon, you know, it's the main one. And the first year, I didn't get through any of them. The second year, I got through the first round. And then for a final time, I said to myself, well, I'm going to give this one more shot. Because that was another thing at that age. It's one thing saying you're resilient, and I do think I am. But it's a lot easier to be resilient at that age as well, definitely.
It's really surprising that someone would go to the X Factor once, be rejected essentially, go again, not make it, and then go again, without having their self-esteem or their confidence knocked to the point where they go, I'm not going to go through that again. Because every time you got to come home, you got to tell your friends and family it didn't work out.
Yeah. Well, the first year I can remember it being utterly crushing. Like I'd not really had real rejection at that point. I hadn't really experienced that kind of thing. The second time I went was even more challenging because I went with what I'll describe as like the hottest girl at school at the time, right? So,
man, Lou was getting played before the play. I mean, he was getting played before the play, cause
she's also a singer. We got talking like months ago. Turns out she wants to audition for the X Factor as well. I'm like, well, let's go together, thinking this could be like a smart little play. She goes before me, and I think at this point, I feel like I was still in the queue, and she showed me that she got through to the next round. It was like a gold ticket. I then didn't get through. And then because I was with her, I was traveling with her, we then got ushered into a room of, say, 200 people, and every single person in the room had a yes. I remember that being really, really challenging. You're just surrounded by people that are dreaming, you know, they're really, really excited about what does the next stage look like. And that created a bit more fire, I think. It was like, okay, how do I get on the right side of this next year? How do I be in this group of people next year?
Did your mum play a role in you going for that third year?
that's gonna be it. Hey, that's gonna be it, man. Listen. I'm eager. Listen, I gotta test out YouTube, bro. I gotta test it out, bro, because they gonna try to block. If they will try to block. If I don't get no restrictions on this vid, man, the next vid is gonna be like 30, 40 minutes probably, because I will gladly just sit here and just keep blasting this thing going out, man. But anyways, man, that is gonna do it, man. That is the Diary of a CEO. Like I said, we're testing it out. Let me know what else you guys want to see. And I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. If this doesn't get blocked, you guys will see this reaction. If it does get blocked, y'all will see a block on this vid. And then I might not be back. I might check it out on my Twitch, though. I might, but I will announce it, though, if I do decide to go that route. Anyways, man, that is we're going to be a quality can't come out of the but that's how I got that chapeau. And hit that subscribe button, man. If you guys are new, man, I'm about to say, man, peace out, love.